Another new and exciting feature of iOS 5 is the introduction of Storyboards. Storyboards promise to change the way we define the user interface of our applications. So let's take a look at how they work. Now in Xcode, we'll use the Storyboard editor to define transitions between screens and the controls that trigger those transitions. The end result of this is that we should have a lot less coding to write. We can also retrofit storyboards to existing applications. When we're creating a new application, to use storyboards, we simply choose Use Storyboard when we're creating the new project. Xcode will then create a main storyboard.storyboard file instead of a main view nib file. And all app screens and the flow between them are created within the Storyboard editor within this one file, instead of using Interface Builder with several nib files to define the visuals and then writing code to define the transitions and the actions which cause those transitions between the screens. Let's look at some basic storyboard concepts. First thing is a scene. A scene is basically what we thought of as a screen before, what we would have seen if we'd have opened a nib file before, and now a screen is represented by one particular scene on a storyboard. We can drag and drop controls onto the screen of content. Works in exactly the same way that Interface Builder works, so we can drag and drop buttons, image views, etc. And we have a dock, which is that small black bar you see at the bottom underneath that particular scene, which shows top-level objects such as the view controller itself. The next important storyboard concept is the segue. Now my European mind had me pronouncing this as Sieg, but I'm assured it's pronounced segue, represented by such a symbol in the storyboard editor. This defines the navigational flow between scenes, and it's also customizable and includes all transition styles such as modal, push, popover, etc. Now, we'll also need to move data between scenes. We'll need to pass data, in which case we'll use a new method, the UEViewController prepare for Sieg method. Overriding this method and passing a data object will allow us to pass data to a screen or to a scene we've just opened, and we will receive return data via a delegate. Another exciting concept, and something new within Storyboard, is the ability to be able to define your own custom cell layout for a table view. Now, these prototype-based table cells allow you to easily visually drag and drop labels and images and to define disclosure indicators, etc. And they're dequeued for you at runtime. And again, less code to write. Another exciting concept, something else new within Storyboards, is the ability to define static table views. Now, static table views will allow you to define, for example, a grouped style table view where you have sections, headers and footers. They are designed in line in the Interface Builder, and now we don't need to define a data source to build something such as this. Now you can imagine this as a data entry form which is opened using an add button and allows us to enter somebody's name, select eye color, hair color, etc., and allow the addition of a new person into an application, and all of this layout can be defined within the Storyboard Editor Interface Builder. So that was the Storyboard overview. We use the Storyboard Editor to define screens and transitions between the screens, the controls that trigger those transitions. We now have prototype-based table cells which make building custom table views so much easier, and static table views are great for building data entry or detail-like views without the need to define a data set. The storyboard editor is great fun to use once you're used to the basic principles, and it will save you a lot of coding.